hey, if I was living in an apocalyptic world where everything's trying to kill me, then at least I'm lucky enough to have a robot body next to me. Hey everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog and welcome to my in-theater movie review series. So today's movie that I'll be reviewing is Netflix's film, The Electric State. So the film starts off with the robots and the humans going to war against each other, and it was then that they decided to sign a peace treaty between them. Fast forward to a few years after this event, and it turns out that the humans are actually wearing helmets that allows them to do things without them standing up out of their chairs or without them actually interacting with other people. And it was during this time that we meet a young girl named Michelle who was orphaned, and it turns out that she was very miserable because she lost her brother many years ago and she was upset about that. One day, however, a robot comes to Michelle, and the robot turns out to be Michelle's missing brother in a robotic body. And it turns out that the brother's real body is actually out there somewhere. So Michelle decides to go with the robot to find her brother's real body, and along the way she meets up with these two smugglers, a human man named Keats and his robotic buddy Herman. And together all of them go on a journey to try to find Michelle's brother's missing body. So what are my thoughts on this movie? So let's talk about what I did like about this movie. So the first thing that I liked about this movie was the premise. The fact that this movie is all about robots versus humans was very interesting to me because I barely watch a lot of movies that involves robots versus humans, and the fact that this movie is all about that was really interesting to me, and so I just had to check out this movie for that reason. Also because it was directed by the Russo brothers, so of course I checked out this movie for that reason too. And the movie did do an interesting job with tackling this premise. And I do like the fact that there's another movie that tackles the robots versus humans plot. Another thing that I liked about this movie were the action sequences. So this movie has a lot of fantastic action sequences, mostly between the robots versus the humans, and I really like the creative ways they have the robots fight against the humans and vice versa. It really made those action sequences so exciting to watch, and I'm always looking forward to seeing the action sequences in this movie. Now here are some issues that I have with this movie. So the first issue that I have with this movie was the uneven pacing. There are times where this movie slows down a lot, and there are other times when the movie speeds up. And because of this, it made it hard for me to understand what was exactly going on with this movie because the pacing was just so uneven, and they go through certain storylines a little too fast, while at the same time they kind of slow down a bit during the character moments. So I did find it hard to actually stay intact with this movie throughout because of how uneven the pacing was. Another issue that I have with this movie was the underdevelopment of the characters and the world setting. So I mentioned before that the pacing with this movie was pretty uneven, and there were times where they rushed through the plot a bit too much. So one of the things that they rushed through the plot with was how the world was being established. Like, we do know that there was a robot versus humans war and that they signed a peace treaty, and we do know that the main plot of this story is that Michelle is trying to find her brother's lost body. But other than that, I got confused a lot with this film because the film goes through a lot of plot elements too fast. Like, for example, in the apocalyptic future, you have the human beings wearing all these helmets, and the movie didn't really do a good job at explaining about why the human beings have to wear these helmets. Like, that was the part of the movie I was the most confused about. Also, in regards to the characters, I felt like that they didn't do enough to really develop the relationships between the characters. Like, I feel like we don't see enough between Michelle and her brother. Like, we do get some good moments in the film where we see how Michelle bonds with her brother when her brother still had his living body, but we don't really get a lot of moments where Michelle bonds with her brother when he's in his robotic body. And I wish that the film showed more moments like that between Michelle and her brother in the film, because we don't get a lot of scenes where Michelle is bonding with her brother in his robotic body. It feels like their relationship is very underdeveloped as a result. So yeah, I felt like they could have done a better job with Michelle's relationship with her brother in the film. I felt like the only relationship that I liked in this movie were Keats and Herman's relationship with each other. Like, even though Keats and Herman are like the comic reliefs of this film, I love the hilarious banter between the two of them, and they provided some of the most interesting moments in the film. So yeah, I felt like that Keats and Herman had like the best interaction in the film. And now a word from this channel. All aboard the Social Media Express. Want to send some tweets my way? Then follow me on Twitter. Want to see me play lots of video games and other stuff? Then follow me on Twitch. Want to join our crazy community? Then join our Discord group. Let's chat with Rabbitearsblog. Want to see more stuff from my YouTube channel? Then check out my Facebook page, Rabbitearsblog's Best Comments. Want to check me out at other awesome accounts? Here's my card. And now, back to the video. But overall, The Electric State was a meh movie. Even though the action sequences were done very well, and I really love the premise of this movie, the film suffers a lot from uneven pacing and not really developing its characters in the world well. If you're looking for a movie that's directed by the Russo brothers and is different from their Marvel movies, then you might want to check out this movie. However, if you're looking for a film that tackles the robots versus humans plot in an interesting way, then I wouldn't recommend this movie. So those are my thoughts on The Electric State, and tell me in the comments down below, have you seen The Electric State? And if you have, did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? And what's your favorite robots versus humans movie? Please let me know in the comments down below. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, like this video? If you want to check out more crazy content from this channel, then please hit that big old colorful subscribe button. And if you are feeling extra generous, then please support me through Patreon so I can make more awesome content for this channel.